Welcome to Rated Radio Plus. I'm your host, Shane Wyndham. This is Sir Mix-a-Lot versus MC Hammer. Let's dig in. Gonna start here with MC Hammer. Now, originally, the randomizer rolled the Full Blast album from 2004, and I recently discovered that album is not available online, so when I hit randomize again, we got Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em from 1990, and arguably a much more well-known album. I think that thing went platinum like 10 times over. Anyway, of the 13 tracks, I thought 5 were great. It means they got a 7 or better on my rating scale of 0 to 10. My bottom track was Work This. It's still not a bad song, to be clear. And my top track was Have You Seen Her? The music makes me feel like I'm a blind kid at a 90s dance. This is probably the quirkiest rap disc I've ever had to review on the show, and that has a tendency to be both pro and con, depending. Hammer clearly made music with the intention of performing dances over the course of most tracks, resulting in some of the shortest verses you'll experience outside of certain corners of the punk scene, resulting in lots of empty space or repetition. The dance focus also means the artist's heavy reliance on covers and samples offer up wild song structures. We're talking 4+ verses, bridges used as choruses, etc. If it wasn't for the overabundance of revisiting things, you'd be able to say the diversification of melodies is exactly what rap needs more of. Still, the production remains a masterclass in making classic tracks into danceable hip-hop bops. The fact that so many individual parts were isolated so well or faithfully recreated speaks to Hammer's passion for his craft. With artists like Rick James, Prince, the Shy-Lights, the Jackson 5, and Earth, Wind & Fire on display, there's more than enough listenability here to account for Hammer's off-cheesy way with words, especially when you're in the mood to groove to some turn-of-the-century drum and bass work. Most tracks should be shorter by at least a third, but that doesn't mean the vast majority of the disc isn't a good time. If you dig that old school Ninja Turtles ninja rap energy, this is something you'll appreciate for sure. It's interesting to finally be digging into the ass end of this effort too, something I struggled with when I was young, and finding a rapper who reminds me of some preacher-like take on Ice-T. Ultimately, though, this listen feels like it's meant to have some visual element, and I suspect Hammer would have benefited massively from another rapper constantly alongside him to fill in the empty spaces and minimize the choruses repeating so often. I currently possess no time machine capable of letting me help the artist strengthen his outing. I enjoy most tracks more than I expected to, but I would struggle to not skip to that next song once reaching the midway point of most everything but Have You Seen Her? Glad I got to spend some time with it nonetheless. Let's take a break. The TikTok Billboard hit I listened to this time around was a song called The Viper. I apologize again. Artist name this time is Baby Chief Do It, but it's all strung together and only B, C, and D are capitalized, so it looks like Baby Chief Do It. I'm trying so hard not to clown on this right now. Baby Chief Do It. Yeah, Baby Chief Do It. This is a modern rap track, so you probably already know what to expect. The melody never changes, the chorus is only discernible from the verses because of its repetition. Many lines don't actually rhyme. There's a heavy reliance on rhyming the N-word. About 2/3 of the way through the track, the artist just stops trying to contribute to the beat and lets the producer flex some weak bits of adding and subtracting from the pre-existing elements. And there's genuinely not a second of the lyrical content which strikes me as clever or mentally stimulating. It's not all negative though. The song does punch in with good energy, the track's production value is solid, and the rapper isn't slurring or difficult to understand. 3 out of 10 stars from me. Now let's go talk about Sir Mix-a-Lot. Let me get my papers here. The album rolled at random for Sir Mix-a-Lot was Mack Daddy from 1992. Out of the 13 tracks, I thought 2 were great. My bottom track was Seattle Ain't Bullshittin', and my top track was Testarossa. The music makes me feel like I found an artist that'll please both Will Smith and Too Short fans alike. This album starts out with a surprising amount of steam. Not only is the sound quality crystal clear, but the rapper at the helm also has an almost sarcastic meets cool delivery, which will appeal to those who appreciate solid enunciation. The turntables are a hit every time they show up. The artist tries to say a lot of different things, most worth hearing, over the course of the spin, and for an album where most songs could be condensed instrumentally into 8-second samples, the expert use of addition, subtraction, and noise sampling is usually handled in a way that I enjoy listening to. So most songs don't get stale by the end, even though the music isn't changing much. It's even more impressive when you consider that a lot of the choruses are lacking quite a bit of oomph. Other downsides would definitely deal with just how much weaker the album feels once you're past track number 8, respectable though I think the anti-drug messaging in I'm Your New God is, the bald misogyny, the pro-gun stuff, and the head-scratchingly poor choice of positioning yourself as someone who likes pleasing women while also poking fun at guys who eat pussy. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Swap tracks 5 and 12, then cut the last 5 songs from the disc, and this would be something I'd have no trouble thinking of as listenably classic. Best I can say about the way this shipped, though, is that a bit more than 60% of it is worth your time. And where the verses don't feel like corny rehashes, which happily is in most places here, the energetic and competent vocal delivery atop the cleanly crafted instrumentals will always be refreshing when you need a mood booster. Please like or subscribe if you're still listening. And remember, you can send all kinds of feedback to rated_radio@yahoo.com. As for the winner, may seem obvious if you're just looking at great tracks. I think it's a bit more complex than what you're seeing there, because these artists landed 5s and 6s, which aren't really accounted for in that great rating. Honestly, this matchup was something of an upset to my mind. Much as I like Mix-a-Lot's voice, Hammer undeniably provided something more musically interesting. If it was down to nothing but bars, Mix-a-Lot would win every time, no question. But I'm tasked with looking at the full package, and even though he relied mostly on other artists' hits to get him there, Hammer gave me more of the coaster I crave when listening to music. I'm fully prepared to count turntable scratch solos as melodic complexity, but Mix-a-Lot needed to bring heavier doses of those in order to truly compete with Hammer's melody switch-ups. My opinion. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Catch the main show every Tuesday morning, and I'll be back with more Rated Radio Plus in a month. Plenty of time to fill your world with music.